What's up, y'all? It's another happy spring Monday. We're here to talk about Bad Boys LA on the Zeus Network. Season 1, episode number 4, I believe. So it really wasn't much to this episode, so this shouldn't be a long chit chat. This should be a for real, like quick, short chit chat. Basically, the whole episode was they picked up back at the club. At the bowling alley. Shit got shut down because of the fight between Danny Lee's brother and the baby. The bad boys are all upset about that. Because they feel like that fight messed up their party. Even though it wasn't necessarily their party, it was a place for them to network and meet other people in the industry because at this point they're basically unknowns. You know what I'm saying? So excuse me. Got a lot of indigestion. Whew, whew. All right. So anyway, as I'm talking to y'all, I'm gonna finish doing what I was doing, cooking. I decided to pick this back up. I was working on this. I started this in 2019. When I decided to remodel my room and was looking at different colors, and I put it down and never picked it back up. So now I'm working on it again. But anyway, back to the bad boys. So they all get back on the Sprinter bus or whatever, so they can get back to the house. They riding and they talking about what happened, how they all disappointed that the night got shut down early because of the fight. So at this point, we see a top angle of the bus, and we can see that it's Moolah Mo, Curtis, and William all sitting on that back row together. And at this time, Moolah Mo decides to bring up the fact that he didn't like that William was twerking on him. I feel like if William really was twerking on him and touched him as big as a deal as as Moolah made about this, they would have inserted a clip of proof that William was doing this, but we never see any clips of proof. And then as he continued to talk about it and discuss it, you was doing that over there by me. I feel like he just didn't want. His whole thing is he don't want to come off as a homophobe, but he also is embarrassed to be seen and being around all these gay men, and gay men meaning like flamboyantly gay, like you can tell that they're gay. He's not with it. That's going to mess up his brand. Okay. He he comes off as super masculine, and also we find out that he actually interviewed William on his little radio show or whatever. So he basically it's starting to look like they all previously knew each other before they moved into this house to become the bad boys of LA. So that happens. He says what he says on the bus. William is stuck. William is like looking and trying to defend himself and saying, I don't remember doing it to you. But of course, Moolah overtalks him and doesn't let him get a word in edgewise. They go home and they wake up. It's the next day, and they flash back to the night before. William tells Dylan that somebody called him, told him that because apparently they got back home and some people stayed in the house, some people decided to leave back out and go out to the clubs or whatever. And I'm guessing Moolah and Curtis were one of the ones that got up and went out to a club or something afterwards, and William and Dylan stayed home. So William tells Dylan that, oh, excuse me. William tells Dylan that he got a phone call from some anonymous source, and they told him that Moolah and Curtis had plans on beating them up. And them, when I say them, he's including Dylan in this. That they're gonna beat us up when they come back. That's what he tells Dylan. So he packs his stuff and he leaves. So I'm not sure who brought it up. I think it was Malone was like, well, yeah. Malone tells everybody, well, yeah, William left in the middle of the night last night. And he talks to Moolah about it, and Moolah was like, I was never going to put my hands on him. I didn't say I was going to come back home from the club and beat him up or anything, and I definitely don't have nothing against Dylan. And he actually tells Dylan that I don't have nothing against you. I don't have no reason to fight you or anything like that. I was just upset that he kept twerking on me and nearby me and all that kind of mess. Dylan is just like, well, whatever, F that, let him go. Because Dylan didn't consider himself and William to be friends anyway. They was just roommates at this point. So basically Dylan flip flopping in a sense because, well, he did say after the first episode, like, he don't trust the bitch, basically. And he decides that he's gonna stay. Malone talks to William, tries to get William to come back. William has a whole lot of excuses about uh first it was my energy and I could read energy and aura and I felt unsafe, and then it's my anxiety, and then it became, well, I paid for all this work to get done on my body and my face, and I can't let my body and my face get messed up after all this money I put into it. Just so you're not a fighter and you're scared, and it's okay. It is, I promise you, it is okay to say you're not a fighter and you're scared to be in the house with this man who's obviously keep saying he's straight and keep sneak attacking people, because he definitely snuck Carry On when he was questioning him about whether he was gay or straight and trying to get him to say otherwise, actually say I'm gay or I'm bi or I'm straight or whatever. But I feel like even though Carry On said he bi, that ain't enough for Moolah. So that's neither here nor there. The episode goes on. We hear Malone talking about he in charge, and they got to put this song together for the show, and talk about what their brand is and things. Rolly said, "I got other songs to do. I'm not doing this." And I think Gutter said that he not doing it either, or whatever. We do get a cute little scene of Gutter going into Carry On's room. Carry On's in the bathroom. Gutter gets in his bed and waits for Carry On to come out the bathroom, and then Carry On just tells him, look, at this point we're just friends. And we're not the kind of friends that do stuff, fool around and things. We just strictly it's just strictly friends with us. Or whatever. So gotta accept that, and that's it. Then we get a scene. William actually comes back. He stands in the driveway. Him and Moolah have a talk in the middle of the driveway. Moolah expresses, I was upset with you for this. I don't know who told you that I was going to beat you up or put hands on you, but I promise you I was not. And then he goes into, but why you leaking information about the cast to the public? Wasn't it you? Didn't you leak who was on the cast of this show? And such and such and such and such. And when he said that, William got this perturbed look on his face like, what? And then he hurried up and hopped up in the car, and they pulled off. They called him, tried to get him to come back. He wouldn't come back. He was like, oh no. I guess he saw a switch, a flip. I think he saw, in his mind, he saw things was about to go left with Moolah, with him mentioning the fact that he leaked who was on the cast of the show before, he leaked it to the blogs and stuff before it got out there or whatever. And he knew there was going to be a whole nother something. So he was like, for my safety, I'm getting the fuck out of here. He got in the car, and he ducked down and got in that back seat just as nice. And then that was it. And then we see previews for the upcoming. Oh no. I missed one very, very real moment in the show. Something very touching. That scene with Carry On and Gutter in his room. They got to talking about their upbringings and their dads. Apparently, Gutter has two dads. He had his biological father and he had a stepfather. So, they talked about that. And I'm thinking that Gutter's stepfather or his second father was good to him, but I think his mother's very uber religious and doesn't see it for him and his lifestyle. And Carry On has the same issue with his father, who is, we all know, is Kirk Franklin. And I don't mean no harm. I remember when that audio came out with Kirk cussing him out, and I thought at the time, like, yes, your kids can take you there, and you just go out and you get to cussing them out or whatever, right? But listening to him talk to Gutta, and then his confessional where he got teary eyed and cried, and he was like, "What that supposed to mean? Like, how did you, this shit was heartbreaking. It was heart wrenching." And I believe him. I believe him that we see Kirk one way and behind closed doors, and as a father, Kirk is another way. Because in his mind, I follow God, and this lifestyle my son is living is not it. I buckled myself. I got myself together with my transgressions over my life, and I don't want my son to go down the same path. And that might be the source of the divide between Kirk and Carry On. And it's funny because I just watched Kevin on Stage's interview with Kirk Franklin and listening to him. And y'all, just watching him talk to Kevin on stage, Carry On and Kirk have the same cadence as they're speaking when they talking and when they get animated about what they're talking about and stuff like that. They have the same cadence and their voice is it's just like wow. And listening to Kirk talk about his life, especially how his fame and how the things he does to try to remain humble and realize that it's a gift from God. It's not of him that he's doing what he's doing. That really, really made me believe Carry On even more. Kirk running after God, which he should be. But I think in the midst of that and trying to keep up this face of being a servant and of the Lord and trying to win other people for Christianity and all those things like that, I feel like his relationship with Carry On got damaged. And his source for perfectionism and trying to be what he believes a believer is someone else who's leading and bringing more people to God, especially the youth. Because Kirk can take a secular song or secular beats and make a Christian and an inspirational song just like that. And the way he does his music, he pulls those young people in. And I feel like his relationship with his son is damaged by how hard he's trying to go for God and trying to live up to this ideology he has in his head of how a Christian man is supposed to be and is supposed to lead people to God. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe Carry On, and I do. I mean, I think Carry On and Kirk both have some issues that they need to go and deal with as far as mental health stuff too, and maybe dealing with those things individually, and then having some sessions where they deal with their father-son relationship. I think things could get worked out and things could get better. I really, really do, and I pray that they do that and seek the help. And I think it'll get better. I'm sorry this whole thing went off on a whole nother tangent about Carry On and Kirk, but and I said this was going to be a quick chat, and we had 14 minutes already, 14 and a half minutes. But yeah, that was basically the episode of Bad Boys LA last night, season 1, episode number 4. It was more of a filler, but that scene with Gutter and Carry On, and then Carry On's confessional, that made the whole episode worth it. It was pretty decent. This has been your girl Nick. Um, I'll see y'all in the next one. And thanks for watching this video. Thanks for clicking it. Please click the subscribe button if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.